The primary role of a parent is to raise their child, to be a responsible and valuable member to society. However, this obligation cannot be fulfilled unless done with copious amounts of affection, love, care, and guidance. In Taizen 5's anime and manga series, Takopi's Original Sin, we see how broken parents break their children. Takopi's Original Sin follows an octopus-like alien from planet Happy. Their mission is to spread happiness throughout the universe using these tools called happy gadgets. They crash land on Earth and end up in an abandoned construction site, where they are found by a 9-year-old girl named Shizuka, who is relentlessly bullied by her classmate Marina. Shizuka names the alien Takopi, which means cute octopus, on account of the alien's resemblance to an octopus. They become friends and Takopi dedicates himself to making Shizuka smile more. One day, Shizuka shows up beaten and bruised and asks Takopi for one of his happy gadgets. I think it's important to mention that one of the rules with the happy gadgets is that Takopi has to always supervise the usage of the happy gadgets. But in this one instance, Takopi allows for Shizuka to go home with the happy gadget. Shizuka leaves and heads home. Takopi becomes worried and heads over there. He stumbles upon her body hanging from the ceiling, a lifeless body. Overtaken by grief, he attempts to use his happy gadget to time travel and save Shizuka.
君を知って君が死んじゃわなくて済む未来を一緒に考えたいって静香ちゃん君に明日こそ笑ってもらえるように
Shizuka is Takopi's first real interaction with people. She is reserved, timid, and withdrawn. Amongst her peers, she is ostracized. In the first 2 episodes, we see she really has no human friends. Shizuka is also bitterly bullied by Marina. Marina calls her all kinds of slurs, destroys her possessions, physically beats her, and frequently tells Shizuka that nobody cares for her and that she should just stop existing. Shizuka never seeks out help. She instead declines it when offered. The character Azuma, who we'll later analyze, suggests to bring up the issue at the next student council meeting. Shizuka rejects his help, with her reasoning being that nothing will change. This idea by Shizuka shows how hopeless she is. Hopeless that she will ever be accepted, that she will ever be acknowledged or loved. I think this is a good time to talk about Shizuka's family life. Her mother works as a courtesan and is never really around. As for Shizuka's father, he is out of the picture, leaving behind Chappie for Shizuka. Upon further examination of Shizuka, we see that she is awfully skinny. This, coupled by her low self-esteem and anxiety and depression, make a strong case that she is both physically and emotionally neglected by her mother. This neglect has made Shizuka feel unworthy or invisible, making it hard for her to form bonds with others. Considering that Shizuka's mother is the only parent she has left, you'd think that she'll try more to fill in the gap that her father has left. However, this is not the case. Shizuka's mother's absence and omission of quality time and affection is a detriment to Shizuka. If her mother was around more, maybe Shizuka would have stood against Marina's bullying. Maybe Shizuka would have not taken her own life.
明日の朝が楽しみ
Marina is the popular girl who is just a mean girl and gets a kick out of treating others like trash, is what I'd like to say. But no, It's not that simple. Marina's parents are going through a divorce, and it's taken a clear toll on her mother's mental state. Marina's mother is not overtly cruel, but she shows love in a way that feels cold, rigid, and transactional. Instead of emotional warmth, the relationship is marked by strict expectations and low emotional responsiveness. Because of this, Marina's emotional needs have not been met. She has learned to suppress her feelings and mask her pain. She becomes a child who seems composed on the outside but is internally battling enormous amounts of emotional pressure. She doesn't cry not because she's strong, but because she has trained herself to be emotionally invisible. Marina's father, on the other hand, is somewhat around, but when he argues with Marina's mother. The arguments tend to be very loud and somewhat violent, I think. I think it's at this point in time that I should mention that when Marina's father is out at night, he's with Shizuka's mother. Takopi, after killing and impersonating Marina, spots old photos of Marina's family. They looked happy. Marina quite possibly hates Shizuka because she hates Shizuka's mother for taking their happy family away from her. However, I do not believe that this is enough substantiation for how horribly Marina treats Shizuka. I mean, Marina is only 9. She must be imitating someone. I believe just like Shizuka, Marina is simply a product of her environment that her parents have created. Azuma is first introduced to us as a helping hand to Shizuka. Initially, he seems quite reluctant on helping her, but eventually he does help her and Takopi dispose of Marina's dead body. The anime gives us some insight on Azuma's family life, and we see here that he has a weird relationship, borderline abusive with his mother. His mother has created this reward system where if Azuma performs well and attains 100% on his tests, she will reward him with pancakes. Where they're at the table and she denies him these pancakes and condescendingly compares them to his brother, making Azuma feel inferior. What this teaches Azuma is that the love people show you is conditional. Conditional based on how you act and what you achieve. In turn, this has made Azuma a person who is fearful of disappointing others. An example of this is how he agrees to help out Shizuka and Takopi dispose of Marina's body. He doesn't do it because he believes it to be the right thing to do. No, he even scolds them initially. Only after Shizuka asks for his help and somewhat depends on him, he realizes that maybe he can be loved by Shizuka if he helps her out in this endeavor. What Azuma's mother's parenting style has done here is that it has made Azuma afraid of letting others down. Even if that means that he has to do the wrong thing, he will avoid letting others down at all costs. He's afraid of letting others down, afraid they will withdraw themselves from him the way she does. Takopi's original sin intensely depicts the great effect parents have on their children's mental states and how they interact with others. In the show, this effect is illustrated as detrimental. However, the effect can also be beneficial. So, to all parents and future parents, love your children and be an example of humility and integrity to them. Thank you for staying till the end. Please make sure to share your thoughts on the comment section and leave a like if you can. Bye. Godspeed.